All right, today is the first installment of the exercise application assignment video log series. So, basically, I'm going to be covering. This first video might be slightly longer than the rest of them, but I'm just saying this so that I can come back to it. But this video is going to be covering my training and then how that relates to what we covered in class today. That's the basic prompt that I've been given. So I'll first start off with what I did. This training split that I'm on now, this is my training book. I have multiple of these spanning across a number of years. So today was day 4 of my training split, and it was primarily focused on triceps and upper back, that being the traps, rhomboids, and rear delts, with a little bit of lats in there and a little bit of abs thrown in at the end. So I did tricep row push downs, dumbbell skull crushers, what I call a prime row at 45 degrees. It's really a chest supported cable row. And then I did pull downs, but upper back focused pull downs, barbell rows, and then the diverging lat pull down machine, dumbbell pullovers, and cable crunches. None of that is particularly, applicable to what we covered in class, but I'm going to talk about it in kind of a roundabout sort of way. So what we covered in class was bioenergetics mainly, and just kind of the basic stuff. A review of some of the basic stuff, like where is it? Oh, skip the page. Like energy activation and enzymes and things of that nature, and macronutrients. So let's talk about how that applies to my training. Well, if we want to look at macronutrients, my pre-training meal is overnight oats, because that's really simple and I'm a broke college student. So it's a lot of carbohydrates with just a little bit of protein in there. And the carbohydrates is mainly there to fuel my workout, because it can be converted. Well, it's basically glucose. It'll, as we learned today, all carbohydrates follow the C6H12O6 pattern, whether they're a polysaccharide or di or monosaccharide, basically. So that's my fuel source during this workout. And so then, but how do I use that fuel source when I'm working out? Well, since I'm lifting weights, and I like to lift heavy, though I do not sacrifice form or tempo, there's two main energy systems that I was using. The first one being the phosphophagin system, or the ATP-PC system, or the phosphocreatine system, however you want to say it. This is a simple and rapid anaerobic energy system to generate ATP, because, like we covered in class, ATP is the energy currency of the body. Without it, we die. We get rigor mortis. So essentially all that's happening is, when I take my little creatine supplement before I go work out, phosphocreatine and ADP combined to create ATP and creatine. That ATP is going to fuel my workout for the first 5 seconds of me lifting, at least. And then supplementing with the creatine, I learned today, goes both ways. So on one side of the equation, which is, the products, the reactants, is a reversible reaction. ATP and creatine can be converted to phosphocreatine and ADP in the same way, and it's mediated by creatine kinase. And we also learned that kinase essentially just means enzyme that fools around with phosphate, and moves it around. So my creatine supplementation in the morning gets reversed, back to phosphocreatine and ADP. When I'm, not working out, or I'm on the way to the gym, or I'm sitting at the dinner table, contemplating my life while I'm drinking my little coffee. So this, of course, occurs in the intermembrane space of the mitochondria. I'm not just going to sit here and read off my notes. I'm trying to actually make this like applicable. But then, the rest of my working out. Okay, so the first 5 seconds, unless I'm a power lifter and, I'm only doing like anywhere from, 1 to 3, maybe 4 reps if you're going super fast, doing some speed work. Eventually I'm going to need more energy. And when my phosphocreatine stores are getting depleted because I'm over here doing a pretty vicious set, working to failure because I'm not a chump, I have to rely on glycolysis. Glycolysis is far more complicated, but it's essentially the same thing. I'm breaking down glucose or glycogen. If I get to break down glycogen, I'm just skipping basically the first 2 steps. And so as I'm working, now that, what did I do today? Let me actually mimic the movement I was doing today. So I'm doing my lat pull downs, and oh no, it's past 5 seconds at a maximum. Now, glycolysis is happening kind of regardless, but like it takes over in terms of its energy production, like I said, because it phosphocreatine system, oh no, we're running out of ingredients. Glycolysis, is kind of ramping up as that begins. And so then I go through all of these enzymatic conversions. I have an initial energy investment, which is probably, the time it takes for it to ramp up is that energy investment, I would reckon, at least. I haven't, read enough to do this, but this is a video log. This is for me to increase my knowledge over time. I'm hopefully not being graded too harshly on accuracy here, but that's at least my train of thought right now as I finish up notes from this unit and then move on to the next. Let's see. So we go through all that. I'm not going to pad this video by naming all the enzymes, but suffice it to say there's an initial sort of energy investment of ATP, and we net 2 ATP, right? Yes, we net 2 ATP because we invest 2 and then we get 4 out of it. That nets us 2. And basically, that's all you're really concerned about with lifting weights, and that's all we covered in class. So that's, my EAA, my exercise application assignment log for today. I'll see you in the next one on Friday. Adios.